In this video, we will look at how to use the pandas package in Python to read any data. We can then execute all of the necessary data analysis operations once we have our data in Python. The process of loading and reading data into a notebook from numerous sources is known as data acquisition. There are two crucial factors to consider when reading data using the pandas package. The first is format and the second is file path. The format of data refers to how it is encoded. By looking at the file name's ending, we can tell what encoding scheme it is. Some common encodings are CSV, JSON, XLSX, HDF, and so forth. The path indicates where the data is kept. It is usually saved either on the computer we are using or on the internet. In our situation, we discovered a dataset of used automobiles using the site link provided on the slide. Each row represents a single data point, and each data point is connected with a huge number of attributes. We can assume the data format is CSV, which stands for comma separated values because the properties are separated by commas. In pandas, reading data may be done in 3 lines, and to demonstrate this, I am going to use JupyterLab. To read data, you have to first import pandas. After that, I am going to define a variable with a file location, and in this case, I am going to use a link from this site. At the last, I am going to use the read underscore CSV method to read the data from this URL. But the read underscore CSV method expects that the data has a header, but as we have seen earlier, that our dataset has no column headings. As a result, we must tell the method to ignore headers by setting the header to none. It's a good idea to see at the data frame after reading the dataset to have a better picture of what happened and to make sure everything went as planned. To save time and resources, we can just use the dataframe.head method to display the data frame's first n rows instead of publishing the complete dataset. Similarly, the dataframe.tell method displays the data frame's bottom rows. As you can see, the dataset appears to have been read successfully. Because we set the header equal to none while reading the data, pandas automatically set the column header as a list of numbers. Without descriptive column names, working with the data frame is challenging. In pandas, we can name columns, and for our situation, it turned out that the column names were stored in a separate online file. We first create a headers list with the column names and then set df.columns equal headers to replace the default integer headers with the list. We can notice that the correct headers are placed at the top of each column. After performing operations on your data frame, you may want to export your pandas data frame to a new CSV file at some point. You can do this with the to_CSV method. To do so, enter a file path that includes the name of the file you want to write to. For example, If you would like to save your data frame DF as automobile.csv to your computer, you can use the syntax df.to_csv and give the path at which location you want to save your CSV file. So pandas can also accept and export most data file types in a variety of dataset formats. Reading and saving other data types uses the same code syntax as reading and saving a CSV file. In this table, as you can see, each column depicts a distinct way for reading and saving files in various formats.